By sharing wisdom to others, you are become a medium for the universe and for the masters. So it is the journey of both growing yourself and growing, helping others to grow. And the next he is saying, by practicing meditation, we have to observe ourselves. We have to do inner work. In that inner work, what is the core point that we should focus? Our own emotional defeats. What kind of emotional blockages we are having, like kama, krodha, moksha. We need to become aware of our own self, because these are the uh, roadblocks that will stop us growing. So we need to become first aware of it. Then we need to find the solutions. How can we how we can actually work on it in a slow and a steady manner. This will help us to improve as a soul, and it will give us further path to grow. Along with that, he is telling us that we need to improve our relationships with others and our own self. We need to see when we are coming with other people, how they are behaving. That means how they are responding to us in our aura. That will also give you a lot of information and knowledge about you and about others. And when we are meeting with people, don't don't bifurcate that these are the material people, these are the spiritual people. All are the people, all are the same. So they are experiencing the life. So we have to learn from 360-degree point, that what are the roles they are playing in their life, how better they are able to perform in terms of everything. So we have to learn in that perspective. Next, he is saying that growth can be material front. Say, if I am saying, just leaving a real example, that I'm practicing meditation in the night. Now, masters will take a test of me, that did I really work on myself or not. In daytime, he will create such a situation in my home or in my family that I should not get angry, but they will create a situations that if I'm getting angry, or if I'm responding or reacting in such a situations, then I have not learned the lesson. I have to do more the sadhana. Case number two, that the situation is created where a normal person will get angry, but I am behaving like a Buddha and I am able to respond in a positive manner, then I have passed my test. So this way, universe and masters will create so many situations to test our learnings, to test us that are we really growing or not. So whatever sadhana we do in different time zone, that test will be taken in this material life, in terms of our job, in terms of relationships, in terms of our attachments to property, everything you can count in that. Next is telling us that by being in this material world, we don't have to renounce everything. We have to be with that, but in detachment form. Say, if you got the opportunity to live in the palace, then you are able to enjoy that as a king. And if you got the chance to live just in a hut or on the road, then also you are enough comfortable and also in a state to enjoy that state. So we have to be flexible. That means we have to be detached, yet we have to be attached. That means we have to make efforts to live in this life properly. By practicing these four things in a balanced way, we can actually evolve as a soul. Now he's coming back to the first point that he said, that we have to develop common sense and basic understanding. The first point, we have understood that basic understanding is nothing but we have to connect to our ourselves by practicing meditation. And the second thing is common sense. When a soul start practicing meditation, it will sprouts and common sense will develop in him eventually. That is the natural process. So meditation is a must. We can't find another solution to meditation. So when you become a meditator, you can actually become a bhogi, attached to material possession with a detachment. The example that I gave you, palace and a hut, that applies here. So when we are able to live our life in this way, we can actually become a Shiva. We will be able to grasp the understanding that is required, and we can actually become a great Shiva that we are always seeing, that always fascinate us, that how he became a Shiva, how he is having those powers, how he is able to manage all this energy, all the universe. Everything is possible for us also the way he is doing, and he is ready to train us to become like him. So, and the last point, last message to us to become a Buddha is that just first start your meditation practice and reach to your basic beginning. That is, contact your overself, the help of meditation, and develop a common sense. When you reach to this stage, and if you call a Shiva in your meditation, he will come and he will guide you for the further process, further learnings, further growth. This was the message of a Shiva to become a Buddha. Now we are going into the second master, that is a Krishna. We always love Krishna. Everyone who knows about this word, they always feel the love energy. So now Krishna is revealing how he became actually Krishna. So he is telling us the story of his great incarnation before becoming a Krishna. So if you are knowing him in a Krishna as in a Mahabharata, we have to look back 1,000 years ago. So 1,000 years ago, he started his meditation practice, where he actually started a meditation practice with the help of his parents. So he took birth into a rich family, and he was the only son to his parents. Their parents were meditators, and they were believed to have the independent existence for their child. So they never forced their children, Krishna, to do meditation or to practice meditation, to read books. They never forced. So through this way, Krishna grew up, and he used to be busy playing, reading, but he used to observe. He used to see that their parents are meditators and they actually practice meditation on a regular basis. And he is sharing in childhood, their parents never forced for anything, either for education or for the meditation, but they only emphasize one thing is to be honest to your own self. That is the primary thing, that is the foundation. And for that, they used to give training and they used to explain. Next, he's saying when he actually started practicing meditation. So, at the age of 7, Krishna's parents taught him meditation to solve the problems of life. So he learned meditation, and after practicing meditation, he was able to solve the small problems of every day. And by this doing practice of meditation, he got interest into that, and he continued practicing meditation. So after practicing meditation, their parents started to give him different concepts, that you focus on this, you learn on this. In that, he shared that first he was asked to focus or know about his past life, what he did in his past life, what was the learnings. Based on that, he was deciding in present incarnation that what was the missing points, what was a lesson he could not learn, what mistakes he did in the past life. So by doing meditation and going through in this past life, he was consciously designing his present life and expanding his consciousness. So in that incarnation, he lived for 150 years, in which he learned how to observe. In the book, he also explained in a very detailed manner that each incarnation he used to focus on one point, one spiritual topic, and he used to explore on it. So we are going through the 1,000 year ago of the Krishna, that Krishna before the Mahabharata. So it took 7 incarnations to become the master of masters. That we see the character in Mahabharata, the Krishna, it became, or it was the hard work of the 7 incarnation. So in this whole 7 incarnation, in which criteria he dedicated himself, he just thrown himself into these two things. First was the meditation, and the second was critical analysis and understanding in himself. So in those 7 incarnations, he was practicing meditation very rigorously. And in meditation, he used to visit different worlds. He used to meet different beings. He used to visit different masters and used to learn from them. He used to analyze used to see how they become experts. And he, by learning all of those things, he realized that he is able to open a new horizon of understanding, a new doorways in him to understand the different things. And this way he developed himself. Next, the second point that he practiced during the seven incarnation to become the master of masters is critical analysis and understanding of himself. So he used to critically analyze and try to understand himself in terms of everything. That he also mentioned, if anything in every event of his life, every event of each day, he used to consider as a learning. That learning he used to apply in himself and he used to make changes. Every person is a lesson. Each life of people is an understanding for him. And he used to learn from surroundings. That means he was able to communicate with the plants, with the animals, with the water, with the living things, with the non-living things. This way, by learning and learning, he became a Krishna. So whenever we heard about the word Krishna, he's saying that they are not loving the person as a Krishna, they are actually loving the master who became through this seven incarnation hard work. So the we see the Krishna is the same consciousness that is existing in the whole universe. And we are all supposed to become the ultimate masters just like him. And we can actually become like that. Now we have heard that seven incarnation, it is a big journey. How can I become that? We will feel that this is a lot of hard work. Is there any shortcut? Is there any easy path? So he is coming for that, how we can actually become a Buddha in this janma with ease. So he is saying it was a very hard work and the effortful journey and so much dedication and devotion he gave to all this in seven incarnation. But for us, we don't have to do that much hard work because there were no people to guide how to grow spiritually in those times. That's why each soul has to take a birth and they have to do their own research. They have to become their own spiritual scientists. With their research, they have developed formulas. But if we are considering ourselves in this time, we don't have to do any research. We don't have to invent any gadgets. If you want to use a mobile, you will go to a shop or you will buy online a mobile by some criteria that what is my budget, what kind of features I need, and what is my actual usage. You will go there, you will make payment, and you will buy that mobile. In the same way, if you want to grow spiritually, you don't have to invent or you don't have to do a lot of research. You just have to approach a master, and under his or her guidance, you can evolve. Once you learn teachings from one master, you just have to visit the next master. So in this present incarnation, there are so many enlightened living masters who are actually ready to help us to grow. And there are also masters who are astrally ready to help us. There are also angels who are ready to help us. So this is the environment which is very precious for every soul, and they can actually expand their consciousness. They can actually come out of their life cycle or janma or birth, life and birth, that cycle, and they can easily move from this journey. So overall, learning from Krishna is the only one thing is just surrender to the leading masters, apply the formulas that they are giving, learn from those experiences. Once you are done with the one master, approach the next master and repeat this throughout your life, and you will come out of this zone, and your journey will be full of beautiful memories. Now, this is the last thing that he is sharing with us, that how he became a powerful in how this the role of a Krishna that is very powerful in Mahabharata. So how he can actually perform that way. So that secret he is sharing. So he chose to be fully consciousness. He chose to be fully conscious in that incarnation. So he was always in the present moment, and with that, the knowledge that he gained through I request 2 minutes of meditation as so much voice is coming just for 1 minute. Okay, so now we can go ahead. Once is less. So the secret of becoming a Krishna is nothing as 3 points he has shared, that he chose to be conscious for 24 hours. He was fully aware. Second, the knowledge that he has gained throughout 7 incarnation, he grasped this knowledge so well that it was available in top fingers. So whenever a person approaches him, he was ready with the answers. Anyone comes with a problem, he used to share them instant solutions. And the third, he took the responsibility on his shoulder with love, that he want to represent the laws of the nature by actually living on it. So he did that, and he also helped the Pandavas how to lead a life in a dharma. So this was the three things that made him to best performer as a Krishna in the Mahabharata. Now he is sharing that what he is actually doing now as a soul in the universe. So he is saying that he is presently working with a system of research on a level of higher than supracausal worlds. And whenever a soul, enlightened soul appears, he feels so happy and attracted towards them. And he's also involved with the activities of PSSM, and he's very happy to be with us and to guide us. So he also visit to us and guide us. We may not know him in person, but at soul level, they are helping us. So this was the message of Krishna. Our last message of our beloved master, Brahmarishi Subhash Patriji. So earlier, two masters have given us the points how to attain the Buddhahood, but we are considering the message of Patri sir as the foundation. If we want to build the great building, then foundation has to be very, very strong. So what is the foundation of becoming a Buddhahood, of becoming a Buddha? So foundation is, first we have to become a sane human being. So if we want to become a sane human being, what are the characteristics? What are the action points that we should work on ourselves? So Patri sir has given a very beautiful in 5 points. First is sincerity. Sincerity means transparency. Whatever you are feeling inside, it should reflect in the outside. There should not be a contradiction. And in terms of that, we should not hide and we should not feel guilt or shy. So here we need to understand whatever you are feeling inside. That does not mean that you have to put it as it is in the outside world. Of course, we must learn the manner in which we should put our feelings, whatever we are feeling in the inside, we should be able to put in a proper manner to the outside so that people should not feel hurted. But we can actually develop this kind of practice by doing a meditation, that how to be transparent in our life. Second is developing a scientific temper. It means nothing but just to be aware in our regular day-to-day activities. So if I'm speaking, thinking, hearing, I'm doing studying, and whatever activities we are carrying in our day-to-day life, are we actually carrying it with awareness? Are we carrying it in a scientific manner? Say, for example, speaking is considered as one of the biggest art form as per Patri sir, and I also consider it is yes. So on in Kshetra, he is actually described how a person should learn to speak. So that is one of the way scientific way how we should speak. When it comes to things, we also know that our thoughts creates reality. It affects the universe. It affects our lives. So what kind of thoughts we should think, and how, if negative thoughts are coming, how we should approach them. In terms of all the activities, we need to think: Am I working properly or not? Am I behaving properly or not? If not, how I should behave in a right manner? This was the second point. Third is thirst for truth is a must progress. So in whichever field, if you want to progress, then that there comes the element called trust. You must have a trust, you must have a desire to know it, then only you can progress in that field. So it is an individual aspect, and through this process we can actually know about the truth. Truth is nothing but the knowing yourself, self realization. Self realization of your own self, and with the practice of meditation we will be able to know about the whole existence that is outside. So trust is the important for the progress. Next is patience. That means whatever is we are seeing and experiencing in our life, without understanding, without knowing it, we should not jump into the conclusions. So we should be able to open we should put our personal information and opinions aside, and by being in observation mode we should be able to see the situation and everything as it is. In this journey we have to maintain our patience. When we are able to maintain a patience, we will able to learn and we will able to grow. The last point is, what is the great hallmark of a sane human being? So he is saying that he has a healthy disgust for the violence. Patrisari used to say that we have to lead our daytime in the without harming anyone, and nighttime we have to practice meditation. So host, can you remove this? Anyone who is trying to do this, be conscious. You will have to suffer from this.
Can you stop and represent again?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go to that directly to that slide.
Okay, so we were on these 5 points. My message to the people who are trying to this stuff, please be conscious, because it will affect you, your actions, and whenever you are interfering with the spiritual activities, it will affect you more. So we are coming to our fifth point. We have gone through the 4 points. Sincerity, nothing but the transparency. Second is a scientific temper, being conscious in all the activities. Third is if you want to grow, there has to be a trust. And the fourth is patience. And the fifth is what is the actually hallmark of a sane man. So he is saying healthy disgust for the violence. That means a person will not involve harming to animal kingdom or a plant kingdom, even in his family, children and women, they will be protected. He or she will not do violent activities towards these areas. So this is the hallmark of a healthy man. On the journey or on the auspicious day of Buddha Poornima, we must at least try to practice how to become a sane human being. So these are the 5 points. And thank you so much for giving me this chance. And over to you.
Thank you, Rajni ji. Thank you so much. Beautifully presented. So wonderful teachings of Lord Shiva and Lord Krishna and our Pitama Brahmarishi, beautifully presented here. And this book, 40 Masters and 40 Messages, this is one of my favorite book. The messages are so inspiring, so motivating, so interesting. And if we implement on the teachings of this masters, then we will really become a living Buddha. So beautifully explained. Thank you so much for your presentation, for your teaching, and for your energy and for your time. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you so much, Master Rajni Ponnala. So I have been associated with Swati Ponnala and the other. So I heard about you. So first time I got the opportunity to listen to your message. Thank you so much, Rajni. So it's a beginning
Thank
only.
you.
So we'll be traveling across the globe. So we will have this kind
Sure.
of sessions in the coming months too, frequently. So we request you to join and to share your message.
Sure, sure.
Yes, Rajni.
Definitely.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
I
you
think
so much, Masters.
yes, I do see one hand rising from Srivani. Yes,
Yes.
anything to check? Any
Rihani ji,
question?
you can please unmute and you can ask if you have any question.
Yeah, I have a question. They was mentioning about knowing ourself. Can few more points be told about it? How do we do that? Know our ourself.
Yes. So I'm just sharing based on my experience and knowledge. Till now, I have also not encountered to my overself. But what is the path is just first we need to understand what is the overself. Or did you understood the term overself properly, Srivani ji?
Srivani ji, please unmute. You can go ahead. Rajni ji.
Okay, so I request you first understand the term over self properly. It is nothing just the parent soul that gave us to birth and unable to overself.
overself.
Unable to unmute. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
First is what is ourself and how to understand ourself. Both I need.
Yes. Okay, so there is a background noise. I request you all to ignore it and focus on the words because that is not in my hands. So the first meaning of overself is nothing just to imagine yourself and your physical parents. Your physical parents for this physical body is overself. This is related to the physical body. Now, in terms of soul, we are all souls, and some souls created us. They did creation based on that. In that process, as an output, we took the birth as a soul. So each soul has an overself. Before coming onto the planet Earth, we create an agreement, we create a life design with the overself. In that agreement, in that life design, the overself will create a syllabus because we come from the overself. There is so much similarities. So overself create lessons or the experience that itself it want to experience and wants to learn, which is helping for the both way. This process works in two mediums. That first, the overself want to learn and the overself want to experience those things we will mention in this agreement. And the same way, we as a soul, as an under self, we also want to experience and we also want to learn. So by combining these things, we create a plan for the planet Earth, how to lead and work, live a life. So we need to encounter this plan. For that, we need to practice a meditation. If you really want to understand it more about the overself, I would suggest to read books about the overself. There is a book called Spiritual Growth, which speaks about the overself that will help you to understand properly. Next is this is a kind of higher, just to experience, just to make you understand. I'm saying this is some kind of higher step that you are taking. So whenever we take high steps in our life, we prepare ourselves in such a way that we can be able to manage that energy. We will be able to grasp that wisdom. So when you want to connect to your higher self, I would suggest that you make some changes in your regular life in terms of doing meditation, in terms of your food. And surrender to the master through whom, see if you are connected to the PSSM, I would suggest just ask to Patri sir that Patri sir, I want to connect with my overself and suggest me a path. So eventually, just by releasing this thought, he will start working for you, and you will meet with such masters in physical or in terms of book, and you will be able to connect your overself. The journey is simple. You have to meditate, and that everything will happen. So, did you get satisfactory answer?
Srivani ji, I hope
Yes.
your doubt is clear now. She explained it so beautifully and in a simple way. Thank you, Rajni ji. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank you.
and thank you. So, can we have our next speaker now?
Thank you,
Somji
Rajni.
ji.
Yeah,
Thank you, masters.
Yeah. So, welcome, Som Patel ji. Som Patel ji started meditation in July 2015 under the guidance of his father, who was present in the subtle form after he left his physical body. And in 2017, he met his guru, Avaduta Shivananda Babaji of Shiva Yoga, and has been initiated in Kundalini Yoga, Shri Vidya Sadhana, and many other modalities. So, sir, over to you. Please share something about yourself, and then we can go to your topic, sir. Your topic is
thank you.
self-realization, right?
Yeah.
We would like to learn from. Over to you.
Thank you. So, welcome to the session, masters. First of all, I thank all the organizers for giving me this opportunity to be here. And so, I'm Som Patil from Bangalore, India. My dear gods, masters, and friends. So, divine morning, divine afternoon, and divine evening to all. So, just to tell about myself, I had a guru. I did a lot of sadhana under him, and then now I'm in PSSM since February 22, and I'm doing all seva in DHYAAN Prachar. So that's about myself, and let's start the topic. Atma Sakshatkar, and in English it is called self-realization, right? So of course everybody knows this topic, but just let us just go a little deeper into this. So. And what is Atma Sakshatkar? Atma is soul. Sakshat is witness. Kar is happening, right? Happening or doing. So that is Atma Sakshatkar. And in English, it is called self-realization. Realizing the I, the real I. Who is the real I? Is the soul. Not I'm not this body and the mind. That realization, if we get, that is we call a state of self-realization. And he's also called in Sanskrit, it's called Atmagyani, or universal. When he got to know the universal truth, is called the Brahmagyani also. So in our Sanskrit, that is mentioned. And what is moksha? Moksha is after your self-realization happens, moksha is a byproduct. Like you're free from birth and death. And in Buddhism, it is called nirvana. And Sanatana Dharma, it is called moksha or mukti. So that is a byproduct of getting self-realized. And in English, it is called enlightenment. Like you have overcome all the darkness. You don't have ignorance in you. So that is that moksha. So that's a slight distinguishing difference it is. And yeah, let's see now how to eradicate or how to become self-realized. Some parameters we have to follow, and some sthiti, like what is the sthiti we get to. Let us just see that. So first is our vikaras. We all know kama, krodha, moha, mada, matsara, right? Lust or desire, then anger, greed, emotional attachments, pride, ego, jealousy, envy. All these are our vikaras, which are developed over a period of time through our indriyas and mind and all that. So first we need to work on those. And of course, the basis of everything on working is meditation. Keep meditating, and we can work on these vikaras first. Then we have to work on our karmas also. That is very important. Just because of we have karmas, we come back again. So either karma prakshalan dhyan we can do, or acceptance, forgiveness, and unconditional love. So any situation, any person, generally how karmas happen is we have a karmic account with another person. So the karmic account, how it is developed is when somebody does something to us, we point the fingers at them and blame them. And then the cycle goes on. So the best thing to come out of it is just accept that, okay, this is my own doing, my own thing that is coming back to me. So, and to forgive that person and send unconditional love. So by doing that, we come out of it and we become more sattvic. So that we have to understand. It is our own doing which we are coming out. In fact, we should thank that person for giving us this experience and making us grow spiritually, right? So this way we can come out of the karmas, and of course meditation also. And next is control of our senses and mind. So mind control, having a control over the mind is very, very, very important. That comes by awareness. So always being aware of what you're thinking, what my mind is thinking, what my senses are pulling me up to. You should just pull back and have control over your senses and your mind. So that is very crucial because awareness leads to zero karmas. We can avoid doing fresh karmas by being aware. So that is one thing. Whatever it is, situation, outside situation, whatever it may be, anybody may be scolding us or whatever, like we should not react. All these things we should maintain by keeping ourselves aware. And purification of the mind, of course, when we do all this, purification of the mind automatically happens. And we have to follow 4 purusharthas like dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, right? So artha is, we all know dharma. Dharma is righteousness. So whatever we do, we have to do in a rightful manner, without hurting anybody, in non-violence mode. All these things we have to follow, dharma. And we have to know what is good, what is bad, and follow the good things like that. And artha is material or wealth. So we have to earning material or wealth is not bad. It is we need it. It is very essential. But at the same time, we have to do with dharma. We should not snatch anybody's or whatever. We should earn it by our hard work and our own sweat. So earn it the right way. So that is artha, earning artha through dharma. Then next is kama, or the desires. So it is good to have desires. It is good to eat food, everything. But again, we should follow some restrictions, and again follow dharma also in that whatever we are doing in kama. So like if we have any desires, we should be aware and we should have control and we should follow the righteousness in that. And last is, after doing all this, then we can achieve moksha. So these are the 4 purusharthas we need to follow in the entire lifetime. And next is antarmukhi hona. If all our senses and mind and everything, we always tend to go outside. And but if we want self-realization, it has to be turned inside. So we have to do a lot of meditation, introspection, all this. We have to turn inward. Antarmukhi hona chahiye. Then mumukshu. Mumukshu is having a strong desire to come out of this birth and death. So we should have a very strong desire. That is very, very important. Without desire, we can't achieve, because wherever thought goes, energy flows, right? So we have to work on have a burning desire to come out of this birth and death cycle. So that is called mumukshu, burning desire. Then next comes viveka, that is discrimination between what is true and what is false, like understanding, having the right understanding and discriminating. So we should know what is maya and what is the truth. So all this physical world, what we live in, everything is created by the maya, right? Everything is illusionary and not permanent. It is transient and temporary. Maya is transient and temporary. So we should know to differentiate what is the maya and what is the truth. The truth is what? Like there is a central source. We are the soul. We have been taking different bodies and we have to exit this. All this truth that cannot be changed. That is forever truth, right? It is permanent. So that viveka we should always exercise. We should always ponder on these. Then what is the property of a Maya? That we should understand first. Maya, it hides the truth and projects the false. That is the property of a Maya. Always the false is projected and you're pulled into that. And the truth is always hidden. Once you're aware, once you become self-realized, then you'll understand this Maya and you'll understand the truth, and you know what is Maya is all false, transient and temporary. So this we have to achieve, and this we should know. Then virakti. Virakti is like disinterest. So if we are suppose for example, we like to watch movies. We go often again and again, right? We keep going and again and watching different movies. If we like to go there, if we don't like, we don't bother. We don't go to the theaters, right? Similarly, like coming on the earth also, if we are interested, we can come again and again. But if we have disinterest, like okay, enough now. I have done enough of a drama for thousands of years. I have studied enough. Now I have to go back. So if you develop a slight disinterest in coming back to this earth, then when you leave this body, then based on your intense desire, you go that way. You go that way. That's it. So while living only, we should all inculcate these things into our life. Virakti. Then comes vairagya. Vairagya is the non-attachment to the unreal. So that comes after self-realization, of course. So vairagya to the material things, to the properties, to the relationships, and to your own body. Of course, we have to be in this physical world, do our duties, everything, enjoy things, but in a detached way. So it always be detached, even that is there or not there. Still, we are the same. We don't go into depression or we don't go into pain, right? So that is vairagya. Being in the material world and being detached, just like a lotus flower. How it is still it is in the pond, but it is unattached to the water. If water falls also, it will just go away. So that is developing that vairagya. It comes only after self-realization, generally. But we can develop these slowly through mental process also. We can start building up these qualities into us. Because what will happen once we leave this body, it is too late. So all these qualities we have to start working towards it right when we are in this body. Then we have mainly come here to empty the subtle bodies, right? We all pranamaya kosh, emotional blockages will be there. We need to heal them. Then our chakras will be blocked. We need to clear them. Then manomaya kosh, mental blockages, lot of mental blockages will be there, that we have to work on. Childhood wounds will be there, that we have to work. Then our, of course, Jnanamaya Kosh or Sharir, Jnanamaya Kosh or Karan Sharir, that has all the stored karmas in us. So it is also called Vijnanamaya Kosh. So it's all our karmas are stored in that. So we have to all empty that, right? All these subtle bodies, we have to empty. Only then, when we leave this body, we don't have to come back. If we carry these baggages of subtle bodies, then definitely we have to come back. There's no other way, because we have to again come and balance them or come to empty them. So we have to work on these emptying these subtle bodies. Then next is Advaita philosophy, non-duality. We all know we know we are gods. That we should always have in our experience. Whenever we are doing things, be in a state of Advaita. That is non-duality with the God, with the universe, with the fellow beings, everything. We are all one, right? We all know this Big Bang that happens. Big Bang theory, the science has already proved that. So we all have emerged from the same source. Everybody. So that we should know. We should be aware always. So that basically talks of non-duality in a scientific way, the Big Bang theory. That is, we should always be in a state of Shivoham and Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma, I am Shiva, like that. So these are the qualities which always we should be aware and be in that experience, basically. Then comes the what is the once we are self-realized, we have to be we'll be in a state of Satchit Anand. That is a quality of the God, Satchit Anand. Like Sat is the truth, Chit is the consciousness, and Anand is the bliss. These three parameters, or these three qualities of the God, that we have to inculcate. We have to start living living this experience, Satchit Anand. Anand is always blissful state, no matter what happens outside. We always should be in a state of bliss. And consciousness is being aware, being having the knowledge, and doing the right things. All these are consciousness. Consciousness is not just being aware. Also, it includes a lot of things like we should do the dharmas, all these things. We should be walk the right path always. So we should be in that state, and we should have our main aim is to get moksha. Means we should have even worldly things also we need to complete. So we need to complete 100% worldly things. We should need to complete 100% spiritual things or life. We should have both the life balanced, worldly things and spiritual life. So even the family responsibilities has to be completed. Whatever things need to be done, everything we have to do that also, and also our own personal level we have to do spiritual activities, do meditation and all the satsangs and all this. We have to keep doing this also. This is very important. And the best example we can take is the river. So once the river is born somewhere, its main aim is to go and reach the ocean, right? River, whenever it is born, it's born in a small stream. Then it flows, and finally reaches the ocean. No matter if there is a big, huge mountain in front of it, it will still take a U-turn, go somewhere, find its way through some rocks, everything, and find its way, continuously keeps flowing, and finally reaches its ocean. So we as a soul, we have come here to learn. We have to do all our things, no matter what, without complaints, without judgments, everything. Our main aim is to reach the source, that is, go back to the source, right? So we should just take a direct example of the river. We should keep just flowing, no matter what. Take a U-turn, do what, go around the bushes, go around the rocks, and finally reach your destination. That is the source. So this example we have to take from the nature. And it is so flexible also. It is so like it never stops anywhere. It just keeps flowing. So even we should do that. And there is a term called Jivan Mukta. Once we have attained all this mastery over all these things and gone through all these experiences, we become what is called as Jivan Mukta. Of course, when Buddha got enlightened, he was a Jivan Mukta. Means when in the living body only, he was Mukta. Mukta is like you're liberated. Jivan is the life, and Mukta is liberated. So liberated while living. So when we become Jivan Muktas, when we liberate when we are living, we're 100% sure that we'll go to moksha. We are not going to come back. 200% sure, in fact. We'll never come back because we have achieved where we are supposed to achieve. So that because once we leave the body, it is too late to do anything. So only when we are alive, we should achieve this state and become a Jivan Mukta. So everybody we all have to work for it. Of course, we all into spirituality because of this only. The entire Sanatan Dharma, Buddhist, Christianity, everything they speak of that only. It will get liberation, moksha. That's the only keyword, golden word which everybody does. So that we have, like Arjun, we should keep our focus. When Arjun was asked to shoot a bird's eye, and Guru asked him what you're seeing, he told, I see only the eye, nothing else I see. Not the tree, not the bushes, not the bird. I just see the eye. So that is the concentration or the focus he had, Arjun. So we all should become that and just focus on that ultimate goal. We should not leave that goal. Lot of things happen to us on a daily basis. So that's all fine. Just go through all that. But our ultimate moksha, should always be our Mula Mantra. That I should work for it. So, and of course, I was talking of Advaita state of being. It's mentioned in our Vedas also, where even Patri sir was telling your gods. He was every time telling your gods. So all this is like already in the Vedas. I will just mention some of them. They are called Mahavakyas. Mahavakyas it is called. From 4 Vedas, 4 Mahavakyas they have picked up. So the highlights like Tattvamasi, that you are. That what Tattvamasi means, that you are. Who is that? That is the Brahman. You is the what? The soul. So you are the soul. And this is told in Samaveda, Chandogya Upanishad. This is also mentioned in Chandogya Upanishad. So Vedas are telling this. Then Aham Brahmasmi. I am the Brahman. I means the soul. The soul is the Brahman. But I am the divine. This is told in Yajurveda. And one more Upanishad, Brihad Yarnaka, some this thing is there, Upanishad, they have told there. And Prajnanam Brahman. Prajnanam is the consciousness. And Brahman is again the super consciousness, right? The God. So Prajnanam is consciousness. When we were small, we were all told that the atoms were the building blocks of the whole universe. We were told that. Now the scientists are believing all that, like everything is consciousness. Nothing is matter here. Everything is consciousness. Because when we dig further into the atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, they are just vibrating particles, vibrating energy matter. That is a building block, right? Atoms. So in that, if we go, the protons, neutron, electron, it is just quarks. Quarks are energy particles which are vibrating inside. So even Einstein's theory is equal to mc square. So energy and matter, it's the same. So only if we see the example like ice, if ice and water, if we take ice, water and air. So what is ice? It is condensed air. So even we are condensed molecules. That's why we look solid. Everything looks solid because these atoms are condensed, very tightly packed like ice. And when we heat them, it becomes water and water to air, and air is invisible. So we can know that it is not physical in nature. Similarly, we are 70% water. So even this physical nature is all just an illusion. It is just a package of atoms, and we are energy particles. So it is energy is what we can say. It is consciousness or Shakti, cosmic energy, whatever you can call it. And Prajnanam Brahman is told in Rig Veda, and it is the first Veda, and also in Atri Upanishad. It is also told there. So the whole world is consciousness. And one more is I am Atman Brahman. This self, the Atman, is the Brahman. So this again the same thing. Of course, all are interrelated, but it has been mentioned in Vedas and Purana. This is told in Atharva Veda and Mandukya Upanishads. So we know that Vedas are not written by a person with the mind. So our rishis have meditated for thousands of years. They have gone to the higher state of consciousness and downloaded that real information. These are Vedas, and it has been written by a number of people. So Vedas are very authentic. We all know that, and all these has been mentioned. So there is no more doubt left in us that we are the Brahman, right? No, and we are the consciousness and everything. So without doubt, we should just go with this. So we will just do. Yeah, this is the end of my topic as of now. So, sir, do we have time for meditation, or time is up?
Hi, Sompatalji. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
the next session will be music only. So in the music, the meditation will be there.
So
Yeah.
I'll end my session, right?
Yes, Sompatalji.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Very beautifully you explained all the points. And this is really very important to practice and implement in our life. How to live a beautiful and happy life with complete detachment. So very beautifully you explained each points by giving simple examples. And like, for example, like a lotus flower, we all have the ability to rise from the mud and bloom and radiate. So live a happy and content life, but with detachment. So thank you so much, sir, for your presence, for your energy, for beautiful explanation and teachings. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Som sir. Wonderful wisdom.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm grateful to this. Thanks, everybody.
So our next speaker is
Yes. So Master Shaileshji and so Madam will be giving session on that Indian classical vocal music meditation. Yes.
welcome Shailesh ji.
It's going to be duet today.
Yes, Madam.
How nice. Wonderful.
Sir,
Sir,
शैलेश जी
please
आपका
unmute.
आपका ऑडियो नहीं आ
It's
रहा है.
not audible. Your voice is not audible. Unmute.
Yes. Is it audible now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
clear now, sir.
Yeah. So Atma Vandan to all the masters. Today I have with me another meditator and master, Prashanti Bhatt. So Prashanti and I will be performing a few devotional songs today. So Prashanti basically has been learning music since her childhood and has been associated with many good gurus. So she started her music. Prashanti, do you want to talk about this yourself?
Okay. Atmavandan to all masters. I am very passionate about music and I've been learning music since childhood. Initially, I learned semi-classical and light from Sri Chandrakant Sutar. Over the years, I learned from Mumbai University and Bharati Vidya Bhavan and from Pandita Manik Bhide and for a short while from Sri Mohinderjit Singh. Then I joined Music and Soul Academy, conducted by Sri Milind Ingre, and attended many workshops, music workshops. Now I'm teaching light music. I have students. So here we'll be presenting a few bhajans.
Yeah, and to talk about myself, I'm a banker by profession and with a passion for music. I was initiated again at a very tender age by Shri Kishan Jagannath Prasad into music. I have been trained in Hindustani classical music and have completed my Sangeet Alankar, which is equivalent to the masters from Akhil Bharatiya Gandharva Vidyalay. And under the able guidance of Pandit Ramesh Nadkarni, late Pandit Ramesh Nadkarni of Bhindi Bazar Gharana. Later, I was trained under late Pandit Yashwant Bua Joshi of Gwalior Gharana. I have also been trained in light music and semi-classical music by Shri Deepak Patekar and Mohinderjit Singh. So we have been Guru Bandhus in terms of music also. So that's how I got associated with Prashanti.
Yes, Shailesh sir and Madam, welcome Prashanti Bhatt. So yes, welcome, Madam. Yes.
So
The stage is yours.
So today we will be presenting a few devotional songs as Prashanti just mentioned, and I will begin today's program with a Ganesh shloka.
Yeah, before you begin, Nasser, so you tell them how to do meditation. So people will go into meditation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So everybody, please remove your spectacles if you are wearing and sit in a comfortable position in Sukhasan. Your legs crossed and clasped.
Those people, those devotees